Have you ever found yourself wondering, am I doing okay financially? Am I on the right track? Well, you're not alone. In this explainer, we're going to give you the tools to figure that out. Think of it as your personal financial scorecard, broken down by every decade of your life, all based on the latest 2026 data. By the time we're done, you'll have a much clearer picture and, more importantly, some real actionable goals to help you build the future you want. So let's just ask it straight up. Where do you stand? Now, this isn't about getting competitive or comparing yourself to your neighbor. Not at all. This is about understanding your own journey, seeing where you are right now so you can chart a clear course for where you want to go. Okay, before we dive into the numbers, we've got to clear up one really important thing: the difference between average and median income. See, the average can get totally thrown off by a few super high earners. It's like if a billionaire walks into a coffee shop, suddenly the average income of everyone in there is millions of dollars, right? The median, on the other hand, is the number smack dab in the middle. It gives us a much more realistic picture of what most people are actually earning. Oh, and here's a pro tip. If you live in a pricey city, you might want to look at the 75th percentile. That'll give you a better feel for how you stack up in your local area. All right, so here's our roadmap. We're going to treat each decade like its own unique chapter in your financial story. We'll start with building the foundations in your 20s, navigate the squeeze of the 30s, hit your peak in the 40s, preserve it all in the 50s, and finally enjoy that hard-earned freedom in your 60s. First up, your 20s. Think of this decade as the launch pad for your entire financial future. Seriously, the habits you build right now, they're going to have a massive ripple effect for decades to come. So let's look at the numbers for someone at the end of their 20s. The median income is $55,000. This tells you that most people are still very much in the building phase, still working their way up. But you can see the wide range, right? If you're in the top 10%, you're already clearing 145 grand. And that top 1%, yeah, those are your high flyers, likely in fields like tech or finance. And here is the number one enemy of building wealth in your 20s. $766. That's the average car payment. It is the perfect example of a fixed expense that just eats away at your potential. When you're just starting out, every single dollar is a soldier you can send out to work for you. A huge car payment ties up a huge part of your arm. So, in your 20s, your mission is crystal clear. Focus on these three things. 1, build those basic money habits. Automate your savings, start that retirement account, even if it's small, just get in the game. 2, keep your expenses as light as humanly possible. Dodge those big car payments, manage your rent, and keep an eye on subscriptions. And 3, and this is huge, prioritize your skills. Your future earning potential is your single greatest asset right now. Time is your superpower. Every dollar you invest today has decades to grow. All right, welcome to your 30s. This is what we call the decade of the squeeze. Your income is probably growing, which is awesome, but so are the financial pressures. Let's talk about how to navigate this incredibly tricky time. Okay, at age 35, the median income is up to $60,000, and the 75th percentile hits that six-figure mark. You're likely earning more than ever before, but don't let that fool you, because with that bigger paycheck comes a whole new set of financial challenges. And that brings us to this really sobering quote. This is the decade where people lose the most ground. Why? Well, it's the decade of big life events, isn't it? Weddings, buying a house, having kids, all wonderful things, but they are financial landmines if you're not careful. Your expenses can explode and quickly outpace your income, leaving you feeling totally stretched. So how do you avoid that squeeze? You need a game plan. Here are 3 key strategies. First, fight something called lifestyle creep. A simple rule: save half of every single raise you get. Second, get aggressive about debt. Your goal should be to eliminate all consumer debt, credit cards, car loans, student loans by the time you're 40. And third, make investing a non-negotiable part of your budget. Aim for 15 to 20% of your income. And if you think you can't afford to invest, I want you to look at this number: over $600,000. That's what you could have by retirement just by investing $3,000 a year. That's only $250 a month, starting in your 30s. It's not magic. It's just the incredible power of compound interest doing its thing over time. Now we enter the 40s. These are, for most people, your peak earning years. The foundation is built, you've survived the squeeze, and now it's time to get really strategic and make your money work hard for you. As you can see, your income is still climbing nicely through your 40s. The median is now over $67,000. And all that extra cash flow, that's the fuel you're going to use to hit some major long-term financial goals. So, have you ever wondered, how much do I actually need to retire? Well, here's a great rule of thumb called the 4% rule. It's a simple way to get a target number. Just figure out how much you want to live on per year in retirement. Let's say it's $60,000, and multiply that by 25. Boom, your target nest egg is $1.5 million. It takes retirement from this vague, fuzzy concept and turns it into a concrete number you can actually aim for. So in your 40s, the goals get bigger and more strategic. First, use that 4% rule to define your retirement number. Second, use your peak income to get ahead of big future expenses like saving for college, home renovations, or even helping your parents. And third, attack that mortgage. Make a serious plan to get it paid down. And that brings us to the 50s. Welcome to the decade of preservation. You have spent decades working hard to build your wealth, and now the name of the game is protecting it. Now, this might surprise you. Notice how the median income actually dips a little bit in your 50s? That's because a lot of people are starting to ease off the gas, maybe downshifting their careers or even retiring early. For most people, income actually tends to peak right around age 52. But if you're still in savings mode in your 50s, you have a secret weapon: catch-up contributions. The government literally lets you save thousands of extra dollars in your retirement accounts each year. It's a powerful boost to help you sprint across the finish line. So in your 50s, your goals shift to preservation and fine-tuning. It's time to diversify your investments a bit, maybe shifting from all-out growth to protecting what you have. With the kids likely out of the house, you can get a really clear picture of what your actual retirement spending will look like, and of course take full advantage of those catch-up contributions. And now, the moment we've all been working for. Welcome to your 60s, the decade of freedom. You have put in the work your whole life, and now it is finally time to enjoy the fruits of all that labor. So, at age 65, we see another interesting thing happen. The median income actually rebounds, popping back up to $70,000. What's going on here? Well, these numbers are now mostly reflecting the people who are still in the workforce, the last ones standing, if you will. In your 60s, the goals become finish lines. Number 1, your house is paid off. That 30-year mortgage is finally done, wiping out a massive monthly expense. Number 2, your estate plan is finalized and buttoned up, so your assets can pass smoothly to your loved ones. And number 3, retirement is officially teed up. No more guessing, you know your numbers, and you are ready to step into this next chapter with confidence and peace of mind. You know, everyone's financial story is different. It's totally unique to you. The data and the goals we talked about today, they're just a guide, a map. But the real power to write your story is in your hands. So the real question is, what will you do to create the next chapter you deserve?